So I originally started a draft for short, and I realized that I needed more time to explain it. My main Minecraft world is weird and unreplicatable, and the reason why is because I. So let's go start. Let's start from the beginning. I created my main Minecraft world all the way back in November of 2021, or at least I think. My memory could be wrong, because I remember working on a build in my main Minecraft world that I thought I started around like April of 2024 or 2025, but in reality, I started around December actually of 2024. And so yeah, my it's just weird because my main world, like, because I created it with experiments during that time. It had the higher cave gen, and it had the higher mountain. No, I don't think it might have had the higher mountains by that point. I don't remember, but it did have the lower caves. It had the bigger caves. I remember that. And so eventually, when it got upgraded to, when I upgraded it from 1.16 or 1.17 to 1.18. Keep in mind, I did this on Bedrock Edition on my Nintendo Switch. That Switch that's sitting back there. And so as I upgraded it, when I did, I noticed that there were some differences. I looked outside of my treehouse, and I noticed that there was half of a pillager outpost cage. Not even a pillager outpost, just half of a single cage, just sitting across the river. Now I left it there for like couple of years. I didn't take it down until like earlier in 2025 probably. And it's like it is technically a pillager outpost there where water is now. And I know that because there have been pillagers that have literally spawned on a bridge that I later built over where that was. And I also remember that the land did not look like that at that point. However, I know that was not the only one that changed in the update. I don't remember it. I don't remember more, but I know that was not the only one. Because if you take my seed, and that sounds wrong, if you take it and you put it in, like if you put it in modern Java or even Java at the time of its creation or modern Bedrock, you will get a seed that is similar. It has a lot of the same things. You go, and the spawn for it is at a pond. That pond is there in my main Minecraft world still. However, I do not think that was the original spawn, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so you take the seed, you put it there, you spawn, and if you go around, you'll see some things that are similar. If you go to where my city is, in the actual world, there's nothing. It's just water. And so for my Java server that I created, I actually have the Java server in the same seed as my world. And so I can go there and be like, well, that's where that's supposed to be, that's where that's supposed to be, that's where that's supposed to be. And so as I am, like, figuring out stuff, lost my train of thought. But it's like, I remember I didn't realize that it was my same world until I visited the village again. I found a village, and I noticed that at the village there was half of some stairs that were just floating in midair. And then I got a flashback. I remembered. Because I remember playing on a world years ago and encountering that stair on it. And I thought that it was a different world from my main Minecraft world. That's how I know it was the first village I visited in my world. And it's not actually that far from the current spawn. However, again, I'm pretty sure that was not the original spawn. And like I said, if you go to the world, if you go to the world seed, right now, on modern Java, or modern Bedrock, or Java at the time it came out, you will not see what there is in my main world, like I said. And so where you spawn at that pond, if you do it in modern Java, you'll get cherry grove trees right next to you. You get the pond. You get a big open plains area right next to you, and you get a little river with a little island in the center. However, in my world, you still got the pond. You don't have the cherry grove trees. But you have a mesa right next to it, and you have an ocean not far. Like, you have an ocean where that little river and island should be. And you have a village, whereas the original the original village I was just talking about, that's where that is too. And so because of the way my world generated its chunks, it is unreplicatable, and that's also why it does not work in these Bedrock to Java converters. That is why I am stuck on Bedrock, because my main Minecraft world is literally unreplicatable. When I throw it into a converter, like JE2BE, because that's the best one that I found that's free, if I do that, it'll, like if I go to that place where the pond is, it'll generate chunks how they should now. Like the chunks there that I never fully rendered in when I went over there. Those generate cherry grove trees, just like they do in the modern version. They are the modern chunks of my world seed trying to seep its way in. And like as I mentioned, with some stuff being the same, if you go to where my city is, I mentioned that there's nothing there, there's just ocean. However, around it is still the island that I built my lighthouse. That is still the same. A lot of stuff like, for example, there's this weird channel that's in between two land masses in my world. And it looks man-made, but it's natural. And it's not a complete chunk issue. It's not a perfect chunk. And it's like, it just cuts right through randomly. And then if you go a little bit up north again, you, like, when I say a little, I mean a tiny bit, then you'll see a part of land that is just a birch forest that looks really out of place in the same direction. And now, I think that was also caused by the converting it from 1.17 to 1.18 all the way back in 2021. Along with all these chunk issues, I think that's why. And so, that's why my world is literally unreplicatable. So to anyone who asks me why I still play Bedrock Edition instead of Java Edition, this is why. Because my main world is stuck on Bedrock, and all the Bedrock to Java converters, I thought they were all ass. But the issue is that because my world is unreplicatable, they can't process the unloaded chunks right. And so like with JE2BE, it does work, but it doesn't work great. And Chunker is just straight up ass on my world. It sucks. So, what to do, like, with it being unreplicatable, a lot of it is unreliable. Where's the original seed? Or where's the original spawn? I think I have some guesses. I think it was on an island that was not far from the village. However, again, I don't know, because I don't think I mentioned this, but I eventually changed it to nearer my city, and so I lost it. And it's like, there was this weird glitch on Bedrock a while ago, where it would just randomly reset my world and get me back to the spawn point. However, when I did so, and just logged back in, it brought me back to everything. It was a weird glitch. It was bug rock, okay? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. But, so, yeah, I have no way of knowing. Unless I could, like, go through the individual files and figure out where the spawn point is. And, so, yeah. I would love to have my main world on Java. I would love to. But because of the fact that it was created in a time where Bedrock was weird, and it's now weird, these Bedrock to Java converters can't process the unloaded chunks correctly, and so the unloaded chunks generate the modern world chunks and do not blend in with the rest of their surroundings. And it's like with the chunks that were created that don't blend in correctly, like I said, that channel that I mentioned, those look natural but don't at the same time if you get it. Tomorrow I'll probably upload a video showing a side-by-side comparison of my world from Java to Bedrock. And then I'll also show like the Java converted one too. I'll show that in a video tomorrow because I am tired. I want to go to bed. I don't really feel like doing it tonight. I'm tired. I'm also going to shut off my PC now. Anyway. Where was I? I don't even know now. Basically, it just boils down to the world. It's different. It's built different. Literally. And so, just any of the unloaded chunks, they never load properly. And so it's like, unless, like, I'm thinking of actually paying $15 for a month to use the Minecraft Universal tool to possibly convert my world over to Java. Why do I want my world on Java? Really, mods, and the fact that, like, Java Edition without shaders or anything. Like, I have a 7700 XT, which I honestly kind of regret picking out for my computer. It's like, I can get, like, I don't get great performance in Bedrock Edition even with it uncapped. And maybe that's because of VSync. I need to figure out how to turn that off too. But like, Java Edition, I'm getting like 800 to 1,000 frames. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm rambling and I want to go to bed, so thanks for watching me ramble.